The conference is coming to a close. It's nice and cool outside. We're having a nice ice cold, refreshing drink. Thank you so much, man.
Broached.
Thank you, Broach. Thank you so much for
Cheers.
bringing it to me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
Anytime.
Matt, so I'm Neil from Yellow Media, and
Okay.
we're part of the Yellow Group.
Okay.
And we're just shooting some content today and just getting a feel for the stories and the people at the event
absolutely.
today. So perhaps give us a little bit of explanation of who you are, what you do, and what Casper Network is all about.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me. So my name is Matt Schaffin, CEO of the Casper Association, which is the nonprofit that supports the Casper Network, which is a layer one proof of stake blockchain focused on real world assets and applications. It's rooted in enterprise grade tech and security. What does that even mean, right? A lot of people ask me. It means that the features that are built in natively support real commercial use cases. So that comes with instant finality. So what you see is what you get on the chain, multi-sig features built in. We have account management and permission settings that you can deploy, since the CFO and the janitor often have different kind of access rights within a organization or a project. Super excited to mention that today we launched liquid staking in its beta stage. So encouraging everyone to go test that out.
Where should we go test it out?
You can go to us at Casper.network, and you can go to the blog page, and you can find the latest blog on the liquid staking, which is hosted by our partner Wise Lending. And by the mid-month, that will be like fully operational and deployed on mainnet, right? So.
Wonderful. So you work for the foundation?
Yes, sir.
Is that the holder of the token, or is that the supporting? Is that the legal entity, or?
Yeah, it's a legal entity.
Okay.
But we, look, like we're a really distributed network. Honestly, like the association, unlike many foundations in the space, did not receive the vast majority of the tokens. Those went out. We have about 100 validators and other whales holding tokens. So I don't know if that answers.
Yeah. And I mean, what is your thoughts on RWA? I mean, it's a really, really hot narrative right now. Obviously, you guys are a solution in the space. And
Absolutely.
You're quite a big player in the space.
Yeah.
But what would you say RWA is missing for it to become mainstream? Are we on the cusp, or are there still some problems that need to be solved? Like, what is the major challenge that RWA faces for
that's
adoption?
a great question. Let me work backwards. At first, we are on the cusp. You're seeing major traction in finance with DLT infrastructure, all the way down to the clearing houses in the US and elsewhere. So we're definitely on the cusp. What are the things that need to happen for RWAs to become a real thing? My cheeky remark outside of that, by the way, is RWAs is just a marketing term. I have an accounting background and I come from the finance industry, right? But the things that need to happen are more or less digitization, right? A lot of these deeds aren't even digitized yet, people. How you cannot.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, look at the UK. Not the UK. The US, your country. If you leave the government, they've got your archives of all your employment. If you're a government employee, apparently that it sits in some tunnel somewhere.
Probably at Iron Mountain or something. Identify as Swiss a bit more now. I've been there 7 years.
Okay.
But yeah, definitely, it's 100% true. And another example would be titles.
Yes.
So the titles of these properties, they're kept in-house at these banks, and the mortgagee is required to carry title insurance.
Yeah.
It's the most worthless thing. So the three things that have to happen: digitization, standardization, so everyone's operating on the same set of presumptions and details that they're gathering, et cetera, for those underlyings, and regs. And regs aren't, I don't mean regs so that are inhibiting and constraining the market. I mean that what's the biggest risk when something goes wrong?
Yeah.
So you're holding an RWA token and it defaults.
Yeah.
What happens then? Do you have legal recourse? And that's what I mean by reg. So I think those three things need to happen in order for us to fully push the tipping point of the RWA cusp that we're on.
And so you mentioned you're the CEO.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what are your top 3 suggestions for a CEO or a leader in this crazy industry that we're in? obviously you just mentioned you got a finance background.
Yeah,
You
sure.
probably obviously got traditional experience as well, and like
we're starting to see that manifest too. This
Yeah.
professionalization of the space that happens in all like like startup industries. I've been doing startups for about 10 years now, and that's what I see. I mean, look, I'm humbled to like be asked like what I would recommend like for people within this space. I do think you need a thick skin. It's a very volatile space. And it's changing very fast, so you have to be willing to accept that and also like run with it versus like being super social. The number of pivots that are required within the Web3 space have, at least to this point in time, been like I think more frequent than in other industries. And look, I'm always just saying, hey, be genuine and authentic, and stay true to your values, and that's the biggest thing that you can do as a leader, because it's the actions and the things that you do and say that actually drive your organization and the community around you.
And what would you say is the biggest lesson you've learned in this industry over the last how many ever years you've been in it?
I think a lot of people over outsource.
Over outsource.
Yeah,
okay.
I think a lot of people over outsource, and I think that by keeping things in house early days, that you come out with a more quality end product suite, and that people can build upon that. But if you like just kind of outsource it all, they're not really. You can't pay someone to build your vision. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
That's kind of like what I see a lot. I don't know if I'm expressing it exactly how I feel about it, but yeah.
Okay, and then on the personal side, are you an investor, a trader, a hodler, or what is your?
I'm a hodler and investor.
Okay,
I don't really exit unless it makes sense for a variety of reasons, whether it's like the writings on the wall for the project, or it just like is too tempting to like take a little bit off at least. But otherwise, I just hold.
Top 3 tokens?
Huh? Top three tokens?
In your bag, besides the obvious ones, but
yeah. Well, it's obviously Casper, Bitcoin, and ETH. And I have
in that order.
Not in that. I'm not going to disclose the order.
Okay,
definitely not by value.
Your most degen coin in your bag at the moment.
Do I still hold Pepe? I don't know if I still hold.
That's right.
I said I might have Pepe still. I have to look. But yeah, other than that, I don't have a lot of these memes and stuff like that, because it just focused on real world applications. And, and some of that stuff's going to come out, in the next years. We're big fans of this ACTUS standard, which is the algorithmic contract types unified standards. So basically, as we move from things that are naturally digital like cash, right, to things that are more sophisticated like financial contracts, which are actually the molecular structure of the economy, that's going to require truly programmatic contracts against a standard. And ACTUS is about 12 months away from being an ISO standard. So, if you think about having programmatic contracts and what the implications on the financial markets could be, it's insanely exciting, because you're freeing up a ton of capital, and you're going to create an ability to add a lot more value. If you have a net asset value, or NAV, in real time for asset classes that you didn't have before because they only strike on a less frequent basis, you now have the ability to collateralize a whole lot more. So I think a lot of people focus on the fact that we could fractionalize a lot of things that aren't currently fractionalized as one aspect, but I do think that this trend in the algorithmic standards will really, it's trillions. The DTC did a test a year ago, or almost less than a year ago. They cleared 21 trillion of tri-party collateral in 24 hours on DLT infrastructure. Wow. And when you think about the float for the big money center banks that are holding that overnight, it's billions of dollars. That's now going to be plowed into other areas because it's free and not just like sitting accruing in this like temporary hold pattern.
It's become liquid now. It's amazing.
Absolutely,
it's amazing. I think we're in a very exciting time. And,
super exciting.
Yeah, so are you bullish or bearish for the next few months?
I'm generally bullish, but it's been kicking me a bit, so I'm kind of I'm bullish. I'm bullish.
Wait. I'm going to put you on the bear side, because I couldn't find one bear in this entire conference, and that's obviously natural. We're all bullish, but
yeah. I'm bullish on the industry over the next few months. You can't predict, so I'll go with the bear category.
The odds are better stacked to that.
We've been looking for.
Yeah, we were looking for one, but we won't call you a bear. You're a bull for your own bags and and for Casper as well.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Cheers, man.
Yes,
Hey,
thank you so
really
much.
appreciate the
Yeah,
opportunity
thank
to
you.
speak with you guys.